Hello and welcome to my channel for this Football Manager 2019 experiment, where, as you can see from the title and from the screen at the moment, it's Usain Bolt. And obviously he's had a recent spell with, I think it was Melbourne City in Australia or someone anyway. I don't think he's got signed because he's not officially in the game or any of the files. So if he gets signed, I think SI have said they'll add him in, so that it could still happen. He could still go somewhere, but it hasn't happened as yet. And yeah, so what we did, I did try to do. I created the guy myself in the editor. I created Usain Bolt. Got all his physical details in, so his height, his weight, all that stuff. Put in the stats that I thought would be relevant to him and worked for him. Created him, I think, as a striker, similar to this, attacking midfielder, right, left, striker. I didn't have the attacking midfielder centre, but every time I ran about 3 or 4 simulations, and he just, after season 1, he wasn't getting signed, and he was just retiring. And then no one was hiring him as a member of staff either. I simmed 3 times, 4 times. It took me an absolute age and it just wasn't working. I then went with a different idea and I thought, do you know what? I'll put him in at 16 years old. I'll create him as a wonder kid. Again, he was a wonder kid. He didn't get signed, and after 2-3 years, he was just retiring as a wonder kid or a really good young player at like 18-19 years of age. So I was just getting really annoyed at this stage. So I was like, maybe I won't do this one. Oh no, so then I did thought, do you know what, I'll instead of leaving him unemployed and just seeing where he goes, I just randomly picked a League 2 side, I think it was, and it was Bury. Got some progress. Oh no, before I went to Bury, I did try one save where I got some progress. I holidayed 1 year to just check on. I holidayed 3 years, but I stopped after one to check on him. And he was capped for Jamaica at 16. I think he had 1 game, 2 goals, something like that. But he still had no club. I went 2 more years, and he resigned. He'd retired. He just disappeared into oblivion, with nowhere to be seen. Despite playing for his country, really good stats, really good attributes. No one was signing him. I don't know if England was having a problem because of Brexit and him being Jamaican. I don't know if that was causing a problem. I think I did have him as an English second nationality or something. I seem to remember. But yeah, so then I placed him in League 2 with Bury, because I think the closest to, I worked out, I think they were the closest league side to Manchester. Obviously, him being a Man United fan, I thought that would work. They're in the low division, but close to where he ideally wants to play. And it probably went. I haven't done the save actually. I did do it once, and I think I did 1 season, and it went quite well. But I didn't really want to go that way. So like I say, I've got them files. If you do want me to do that as a save, let me know in the comments. I will then obviously do it as another separate experiment video. But we are here today. So a guy called Westerbeker, if I hope I'm pronouncing that right, has put a Usain Bolt player on the Steam Workshop. So just, big props and shout out and thank you for that. If there's any way I can link in the description below, I will do that. I'm not sure if I can or how I can do that. I'll try and find it. But it's there on the Steam Workshop. If you look at league and player updates, search at Usain Bolt, he comes up, and he's so far, I think there's 1 or 2, but he's certainly by far the best one I found. So yeah, big shout out for that. I loaded all the main leagues in Europe and also Australia, because obviously he recently played. I had a spell there, so I don't know if there was something he created within the player to make that happen. On a couple of the tries that I had on mine, he was wanted by Australian clubs when I created him. And I don't know if that was random or what, because he was Jamaican, if there's some sort of link there. So I thought I'll set them to viewable just in case he goes there. He was still unattached, as he is now, so this is where we started. So we did 3 years. I think we did 3 years, maybe more. I ran it as long as it would go. So we'll skip now in year ahead and see what so here we are. We've gone 1 year ahead. We're in the 15th of June. And he's worth 4.4 million, and he's actually at Al Faisali in the Saudi Arabian League. Now at this point I did try and add that league in just to try and sort of have a look at it and try and have a bit more of a detailed look. But obviously the Saudi Arabian League isn't in the game, or it's not that I could see anyway. I'm pretty sure it's not, and I obviously didn't have a custom database for it loaded. So he went there. I didn't actually click on the first save. He was wanted by a few clubs. This was one of them, and then the rest of them were Australian. I think it was Melbourne City. What I'll do, I'll quickly go back. There we are. So he's wanted by, he actually wasn't wanted by Faisali in Saudi Arabia. It's Melbourne City, which I think is a Man City related club. Melbourne Victory, where I think he's just been, Sydney FC, and Western Sydney Warriors. So back to a year on. So here he is, yeah, so like we said, 32. He's got 3 goals for Jamaica in 9 caps. It's worth 4.4, 5k a week, 5.5k a week. And as you can see, he's still got quite good attributes. His technicals aren't so great, but his physicals are still amazing. He's 32 now. His mentals, he's got some decent mentals, but yeah, his technicals are not even worth mentioning. How's he doing for them? So this league obviously works on a different calendar year to the European leagues. So he's played 16 games and 4 goals and 5 assists, 1 player a match, 7.22 average. Not too bad first season. And then we're halfway. I assume we're halfway through the second season, or the second season finish. I don't really know how this league works, but very similar stats apart from the assists. 15 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, 6.97. So a less good average. And if we look at his international record, so he had 3 and 3 in his first season, 7.53, no assists. Any player matches? It's not showing down. Yes, it is. It's not showing. He didn't get any player matches. And then he also had another 2 games in the second season, not doing quite so well this time. If we go to his milestones, first international goal versus, so his first goals were against Anguilla, broke North American qualifying record, fastest goal, 29 seconds. He breaks speed records. What can we say? And then he broke Jamaica, and then Jamaica, he did it again against. It's the same one. It's the same one. I thought he did it again. Biography. No, that's it. So we just got the breaking award. So we'll skip to the second season, see if he maybe moves on from this club or does something a bit better maybe than his second season has shown so far. So here we are, season 2, or save 2, probably season 3 or 4 for him now. The way he's still obviously in Saudi Arabia, so how that's working I don't know with what season he's in. But 21 caps now for Jamaica, 9 goals. What's that? Just averaging just under 1 every 2 games, somewhere like that. Physicals still really good, mentals still what they were pretty much, and technicals still fairly bad. If we go to Afasali, yeah, so he finished off that season. He didn't really get any more goals. 2 goals, roughly more, a couple of more assists in another 15 odd games. Picked up his average rating, but obviously I guess maybe he was dropping. This season was perhaps more. I don't know, I'm guessing he's still attacking midfielder, winger. He started off this season much better. 1 in 2 games again, average. 3 assists, 7.45 rating. His best season so far, by far. Certainly an average rating. Goals is up there. Certainly if he stays there and finishes to the end of the season, he should have more goals and more assists than any of his spells so far. So 58 goals, 58 games, 16 goals and 12 assists in his career so far with his average 7.24 rating. Only 1 player a match, which is strange. If we go to his biography, no, we don't want his biography. Runners up, so Jamaica were runners up this year in the North American Nations League. Hasn't had any more awards, anything like that. First international goal. Yeah, nothing more really to say there on that. Still not wanted by anyone else. His value has plummeted now from 4.4 million to just over $500,000. Obviously, he's aged 33 now, catching up with him. Not too much to say really, because there's not too much going on, and we can't obviously look at the league or anything like that to see how they're doing in that regard. But it's not putting it in his biography or anything, so not too sure. So we'll skip on to save 3. So here we are. He's now 34 years old, 10 goals in 30 games for Jamaica, so he's dropped down to 1 in 3. His physicals are still there, they're very much still there, and his mentals everything's pretty much the same. His value's dropped to just under £500,000 now. His wage has gone up to nearly 7k. He's contracted his contract runs out in December this year, so their season runs till December. In the league, let's see how he's getting on. So he finished 30 games, 11 goals, 5 assists. So he didn't really add any more assists to his game. He did add the goals in, but his rating plummeted to the second half of the season. Very bizarre. Again, it's age catching up with him. He's not a young guy anymore. He wasn't a young guy when he started. He's certainly not now. He can't have many more years ahead of him. I can't believe there's going to be many more years for me to look at in this save. But this season, yeah, his worst by far. 15 games, 1 goal, no assists. He has added another player of the match finally. For Jamaica, what's he done? So he ended up with 8 games, 1 goal in this spell here, 2 assists, 6.74, and then he's now got 3 games, no goals, 1 assist, 6.97. So not having the best. His average rating overall is still above 7, so it's still fairly decent. But again, there's not much else to really look at. So we'll go to season 4. I assume he's probably going to be retiring anytime soon. Like all my saves, I don't look at any of the information in the save. With this one, I think all I looked at was just to see that he was still in the game. I didn't see what he was doing or check where he was or anything like that. So I can't remember how many saves there are or anything like that. So we'll go to save 4. So yeah, we were right. He didn't have much longer to go. So he's now a coach. He's retired. He ended up with 35 caps, 11 goals for Jamaica. So he added 5 more games and 1 more goal somewhere in there. He's got a National B licence, 2-star reputation as a coach. No one snapped him up yet. No managerial. Tends to not use target man. Tends to use substitutes. Don't know how he hasn't managed or done anything yet. He's got quite good attacking, quite good mentals, quite good. He's got decent ratings, so I'm not sure why he hasn't been picked up. He's got knowledge of Saudi Arabia and Jamaica, so maybe not the best nation's knowledge to have there. But if we go to his career stats, so yeah, he ended up with, we saw that. He then went on to his second season. He played 28 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, 2 player of the matches in this season. Best return on that yet. I think this is the second. Oh, this is the second half of the last season, is it? So he's added to it. So 6.84. He still kept above a 7 rating in the end. So not too shabby. So retired from playing in 2021. So probably not long after. It's probably December when the season finished, I would imagine. Nothing else to rate. 24 goals in 104 appearances for Al Faisali. Again, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, so I do apologise if that is the case. I think I did 1 more save just to see if he maybe got a job somewhere, so we'll just skip to that now and see what he did. It could just be a very quick end to this video. So yeah, here we are, year 5. He's still unemployed, unfortunately. He's 36 years old now. I haven't bothered to go on any further because it doesn't look like he's really going to be doing anything. He'll probably just fade out of the game very soon. And there's nothing really to report on him, unfortunately. I was hoping it might have a bit more of a dramatic end to that. He's now only half rated on Saudi Arabia, so not being there for a couple of years has dropped that right down. Yeah, he's probably going to just drop out of the game soon. If if a coach doesn't have a club for a couple of years, that tends to happen. Or players, like I said, I saw it with the testing at the start with the player. He wasn't there, even being really good. If he's not getting snapped up, he just ends up getting wiped out of the game. Just gets replaced by someone else somewhere along the line, I guess. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. 1 club for Bolt. I mean, we started when he was like 31, 32, so he was never going to be going to like Barcelona, Real Madrid. I thought he just might be a bit more nomadic and have a year here, a year there. But he went to Saudi Arabia, found something he liked, stayed there. They paid him good money. Probably won things. We couldn't see it in the league, but he probably won some competitions there if he was at a good club. Got some Jamaica caps. Won a tournament with Jamaica. Yeah, he obviously his athletics career was far more proficient in results and medals and trophies and stuff like that. But he gave football a crack, and he got a professional contract eventually and made the most of it what he could. So we're going to end that there. If you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like down below. If you're new here, do drop a sub as well, just trying to help the channel grow. Plenty more experiments coming up planned. I don't know when the release schedule for these experiments. I've recorded 4 in total. Sorry, I've planned 5, set up 4, recorded 2. We need to record 2 more and then set up the final one as well, which is the one that's going to take quite a while. So hopefully it will come out the same week, but I'm not too sure. I'm hoping. I'm fingers crossed. But drop any comments while you're here as well. Always good. Always respond. It's always good for the channel as well. And until next time, for whatever video you watch next, if you do stick around, I'll see you next time. Take care.